All right.
Woo! Yeah, Korean hearts, and good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. We got the quick queen for the win.
Oh, wow.
We got the pineapple.
And today's Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
We're on episode 40.
Happy every day. Happy every day. Happy every day.
It's Take That Thanksgiving. That's the kava-sation today.
Take that. That Thanksgiving.
So we'll chat about that later.
Yes.
And before we do, we have some good vibe stories provided by Pineapple. And then we'll drink our kava.
Mm-hmm.
And talk all about the kava, and then have a kava-sation. I'm going to go ahead and drink some tea. We have some Yoruba tea. And some not real headphones.
Kind of looks like it though, right?
Yes, it does.
All right, starting with the good vibes. This story comes from Cairo, Egypt.
Okay.
There it goes. I haven't read this yet. Well, I just did. That's why I'm sharing it. But before I just read it, haven't read it. My father was very strict with us. We couldn't leave the house. His workshop was across the street from our apartment building, and he'd scream if he saw us peeking out the window.
Wow.
It was like a prison. We'd just stay home, make him tea, food, and watch TV. Back then, it was mostly black and white movies starring Egyptian icons. My favorites were the love stories, but it was a fantasy for me because my father swatted away all my suitors. During that time, I fell in love with our neighbor. He was tall, light-skinned, and wore his hair combed back.
Oh, wow.
I'd wear my loveliest dresses, get my hair done, and stand outside his window. He'd always smile at me. I was pretty myself back then. I loved him, and he loved me. He told my friend that he wanted to marry me. But my father married me off to my cousin. And that's when the tragedy began.
Whoa.
I gave birth to one child after another. I've had to work full time because my husband is so useless. He's a total bum. But I still live next door to my first love. He has a university degree, and every time he sees me, he smiles.
Wow.
Look at that. And I don't know if you see it. The purse right there that she's holding has love on it. Any thoughts on that story, Quinn?
Talking about living in a prison all your life. And it's almost like there's still a love there.
Something.
There's still something there, which maybe is kind of like keeping, I don't know, gives something to her. But it's almost sad because she's living the life that her parents wanted her to live.
Absolutely. And at the same time, you know, we're here in the States. We're in California. Sacramento, California. One of the most wonderful cities that anyone could live. We have choices, we have freedom, and we can fall in love anytime that we want and pursue it if we would like.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of, that she wasn't able to do. And that's what's sad and unfortunate and hella shitty. And you're probably asking yourself, Pineapple, why is this the good vibes there? Because even on the darkest days, even on the darkest nights, the shittiest of times, people can still find a way to smile. Still find a way to smile. And the good vibes is that this person was able to share it. So, Korean hot star.
Wow. Wow.
This one.
Okay.
Very short.
From where?
Santiago, Chile.
All right.
There you go. He fell in love with me because I used to have a huge ass.
Oh, it shows humor.
Yes.
It shows humor in their relationship.
And if you look, They're laughing.
They're laughing.
And he's wearing a football jersey. Don't know what the team is, but even in the roughest places, man, you can still find a smile.
Mm-hmm.
You can still find some light.
Yeah, some humor.
Good vibes right there. And today we have a bonus because that one was so short.
Okay.
This one comes from the Netherlands, Holland, Amsterdam. There you go. And I'll give you a quick insight that we got from one of Quinn's friends from a few weeks ago. We went to her 36th birthday, 34th?
Somewhere there.
And she had a friend there that was, she, unbeknownst to us, she used to actually reside in the Netherlands for, 4 months? She even was able to speak the language. And my ideas of the Netherlands, Amsterdam, Holland, is that it's very open. It's very happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very progressive, liberal, freedom. And she goes, it's all those things, but at the same time, you're always treated like an outsider. She mentioned that Amsterdam is literally the only city in the Netherlands that is actually open. Everywhere else, which is rural, people are pretty closed off and they tend to just stay within their groups, right? The friends that they grew up with, went to school with, are the same friends they have 50 years later. And she goes, having them treat you anything different besides an outsider, even if you knew the language, was a huge task. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that is surprising. But I hella appreciate the insight. Hella appreciate the perspective. Mm-hmm. And so this woman, here goes her story.
Here it goes.
For the longest time, it was impossible to calm her down. So I just showed you the picture. It's a mom and a young daughter. She was a baby you always had to carry. She hated the stroller. She hated the car seat. She'd scream for the entire journey. On the bus, people would always stare at us. I tried not to pay attention, but whenever somebody expressed concern, I'd immediately pick her up. I knew that she was perfectly fine, but I was afraid of how it seemed. So I always gave in, and I always sustained the behavior. Toddlers are really smart, especially Fate. So she learned that if she kept pushing, eventually she'd get her way. It wore us down. My husband and I were so tired. And eventually we had to say, it stops here. The stroller was the hardest because the rest you don't do in public. I took her to the supermarket shortly after we made the decision. And she was screaming. I kept my calm. I was wearing my headphones. But after a few minutes, a woman came charging up to me. She yanked my headphones out of my ear and she started yelling at me. I've been watching you for 15 minutes, she said. Why don't you talk to her? Why don't you pick her up? Before that moment, I had always suspected people were judging me, but it was the first time anyone had spoken up. And honestly, it was the moment I stopped caring about what others think and thought. She said, it's my daughter. I know that she's safe. I know that she's okay. I'm preparing her to live, to be a fruitful adult. And life isn't about getting what you want. You go, Mom. You go. And it's very, very similar. It's very, very similar. The way that how would I say it? Carry myself around my nephews and nieces. And I believe this is the way it is that I've been flowing throughout my entire life. My nieces and nephews, they know I'm hella good vibes. But they know if I'm asking something and I ask, because I don't, hey, can you do this? I don't talk to them like parents talk.
Yeah.
I talk to my nieces and nephews like they're adults. Like, hey, And I asked them, not hella rude, just ask them simple questions, and they respond in kind. They don't act up in public. They don't. And the reason being is, it's my belief, is because they know that I'm not going to put up with it. They know that if they don't listen, their parents are going to get fucking pissed. And their parents, they want to get that 2 to 4 hours of time away from their kids so they can recharge. So they say, hey, make sure you listen to the pineapple. And lo and behold, it always works. Always works. Just like in life. No bad vibes touches this guy. No bad vibes. Because I believe people already feel the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
They already know, like, whoa, this dude's bigger than me. I don't know why he's so fucking happy all the time.
But I'm not gonna bring negative vibes.
But I'm not gonna bring no fucking bad vibes to this person. Because he looks like he can palm my face. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, because your hand is
so
big.
Just put my hand.
Yeah.
Even though it's highly, highly, highly unlikely, it'll never even get to that.
Yeah, just never. You've never done it.
Yeah,
It's highly
I'm a
unlikely
master diffuser. Master diffuser. Yeah. So, what do you take away from that, Quinn?
It's easy to judge from the outside. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on.
Yes.
You have no idea. And I love that from that moment, she's like, you know what? I do not, what people think does not matter because I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not with this child 24/7.
Exactly.
I am.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah. It's easy to judge. It's easy to observe somebody for 15 minutes and already make a decision about who this person is.
Yeah, and their parenting skills and how unfit and da 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 da.
Yeah, so that's mine. What about you?
What I took from it was
something
great parenting.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the parenting too, because it is not about you're not gonna get what you want all the time.
Exactly.
You're not. You're just not. Prepare to be disappointed. And
just my thoughts on a parent. I'm not a parent, but I know for myself. Just with myself, if I feed my needs first, I'm not gonna want really anything. Right? It seems like many of us feed our needs with wants, hence why we have uncontrollable wants.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and so
1,000%.
she figured out, that she ain't gonna fucking give in. This kid is gonna know you ain't pushing me around no more. You ain't gonna push me around no more. And queens to you, mama. Queens to you.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's a very common story, which is great to hear as well. And to see how she and her husband were able to adjust their parenting.
Yeah.
Instead of just giving in. Which at the same time, there's no right or wrong way about it. There's no right or wrong way to raise a child. Because at the end of the day, this is what I believe. I'm not a parent, but I'm just going to mention. At the end of the day, if you've done it right as a parent is when you get older, they're adults, and they choose to have a relationship with you. They choose.
Yeah.
They choose to want to call you. They choose to want to text you. They choose to want to visit. They choose to come to the holidays for the family get-togethers instead of feeling like they have to.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oof. Yeah.
So that's just saying. Chayas. And with that said, anything else, Miss Quinn?
No.
All right, you know what time it is, Quinn? Do you know what time it is?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it's kava. Kava-donga. Kava-donga. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me move that out of here.
Yeah, and take care of this stuff.
Anybody following the World Cup? Woo, woo, woo! Yes. Way to go. Way to go. Who was it that won earlier today? It was the 2:00 match. Let me see. It was the 2:00 match. Nope, not that one.
Whew.
There we go. It was the Japan and Germany, the 5:00 match.
Oh, Japan won.
Yes, and I bet on that one. We got the dub.
W.
We got the dub. Yes. Sucks for Germany, but the reason why I bet against Germany, right? This is just some stuff percolating up here, but I read an article that Germans are not real happy about the World Cup. And Germany is one of the powerhouses for soccer. Huge powerhouse when it comes to soccer. They're hella good.
Okay.
And so, because the World Cup is in Qatar, I don't know if you've read, but they have human rights issues. 6,500 plus have died because they say it's slave labor out there.
Oh.
Constructing all these stadiums and these amenities to host the World Cup.
Oh.
And on top of that, they mentioned that they bought the World Cup. They weren't awarded it in a fair manner. So there's many, how would I say it? Oh, and there's no alcohol, right, for the fans. They're against LGBT. I don't know. They're against the rainbow.
The LGBT. LGBT.
Okay.
Q. LGBTQ.
I like to say rainbow. It's the rainbow.
LGBTQ.
And then you're not able to express yourself by putting a armband that says love.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
a conservative.
Yeah, it's been quite the experience. And half empty stadiums. Long story short, doesn't seem like it's that great. But I still got the W. So here we go with the kava. We got a little bit left of the kava cold brew. And Quinn, how much would you like?
I would like almost full.
Really?
Not full, but almost. Maybe half.
3/4?
Just half. Give me half.
All right.
Yeah, give me half. Because I'm already sleepy. Perfect.
Look at that right there.
That is right there.
Look at that right there. So, like I mentioned to you guys.
What is kava?
Please share. Quinn, what is kava?
It is good vibes from thousands and thousands and thousands of miles
away in the South Pacific Islands of the Kingdom of Tonga. This specifically comes from one of the islands called Vanuatu. V-A apostrophe U. It's where my father was born. It's where he grew up. And thankfully, he was able to get whisked away by an Asian woman who paid for him and paid for his ticket to leave when he was 18. Lucky him. Was it my mom? Nope.
He got here through somebody.
Yes. He was quite the charmer. Anyways, so this kava is a root. It's very similar to grapes for wine. Wine vines take about 4 years. 4 years before they start producing. For kava, it's 5 years before you can harvest the roots. And when you harvest it, this is what you get. This wonderful. Makes you feel so good. And if you look at her cup, we just got them in. we're going to be filling up these magical
Very
babies.
exciting.
And we'll be selling them probably like 4 packs or 6 packs or 12 packs. I haven't decided yet. But you take one of these before you go to sleep every night, 30 minutes before you go to sleep. I guarantee you, by the 3rd night, you're not going to wake up at all. You'll wake up in the morning. You're not going to die, right? But you will sleep throughout the night and wake up rested by the 3rd night. Another great thing about it is you can put this in any drink that you would like.
Yes, you can carry it with you, whatever it is that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Game changer. Game changer.
Do you have your shot too? You can drink your shot with me?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's kinda different. Okay.
All right. Let me put mine in.
Woo! You do the full.
Yeah, we the big boy.
Okay.
Mr. Flintstone here.
I just don't need the
You
big
know?
boy. That's okay.
Flintstone Betty White. She's just here. Oh,
Ah, with the tea. It's just perfect. Excuse me. So why do you drink kava pineapple? I drink it for mental clarity. I don't have trouble sleeping, but better sleep, of course. And I would say I get the mental clarity the next day, and it's great.
Why do I drink it?
Yeah.
Because it takes my mood and it brings it a half step up. It brings it a full step. It feels like, in short, my goals for the past two to 3 years have it's 2 things: to minimize fear in my decisions and to minimize getting angry or to not have those feelings associated with it. And these days, I literally don't. Very, very minimal on the fear and anger. It's like I can see it coming or I feel it coming and I'm already aware of it and I start chuckling. Like I start laughing to myself like, oh, look at that. You're so far ahead. You're so far ahead. Like if something is going to bother me, like for most people, I'm like, huh, that's funny. I caught it. And so it makes me feel even better. And like she said, mental clarity, it makes me even more mindful.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to be in a better mood. It allows me to block out bad vibes and then keep this from tail spinning and going negative. And then at the same time, physically, I feel less pain. It's long story short, this right here will help you be better. Be better. Anxiety, stress, worries, sleep, chronic pain. It'll just make you feel. It'll start. It's like a gentle. What do they call it? A gentle at the ocean when it comes to shore. A gentle wave.
A wave. Uh-huh.
Gentle waves coming onto the shore. Like you build sand castles or whatnot, and it just washes it away. Your worries, it'll wash it away. Stress, wash it away. Anxiety.
It just helps it ease it a little bit more so you can manage it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is a lot.
Absolutely. And this right here is the concentrated version. It's a concentrated version that we created and that is not out there. So
yeah, it's
you're the first.
Legit. Yes.
You're the first.
And we got feedback from our second pop-up saying it tastes fresh.
Chia.
From someone that used to work at a kava bar.
Yes.
So that is something.
Absolutely.
That is something.
Absolutely.
All right.
So with that said, what time is it, Queen?
It is
Kava-sation time. Come on. Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Kava-sation time.
let's get into it. So,
World Cup, baby. 30 more minutes, and then we got Switzerland and Cameroon.
okay, that's not the topic, but you are so excited. You saw that it was close to 2
I'm pulling
a.m.
an all-nighter.
Oh, good luck.
All-nighter.
Mm-mm.
You see? That's why I got my espresso here with me. I brewed it up, and then the kava is like keeping me level. Instead of going right here, you know how when you get the caffeine jitters and whatnot, the kava says, hey, we're good right here, bro. We're good right here. We don't need to keep going up and then get all these headaches or these jitters. No, we're good right here.
Okay.
And then you listen.
Right. But the topic today is
Take that.
Take that, Thanksgiving.
Take that.
So what do you mean by that? What do you mean, take that, Thanksgiving? What's the talk on that?
Well, it was real simple. I just thought of something, and that's what we went with.
It needs to be a topic conversation.
Yeah, take that, Thanksgiving. So
please elaborate.
I'll share a couple of stories from today. Right? There was somebody that, here goes the scenario. You're shopping, or you're in a parking lot, you park, and you're getting out to go to the supermarket, or you're in a cafe, or you're going to your favorite cafe, and there's always people around, or you're going to a restaurant, one of your favorite restaurants, or a bar, and you see someone you haven't seen in a long time. See somebody, and you're like, ooh, I don't feel like talking to anybody right now. What can I do to avoid this? Right? What can I do to avoid this? That right there is what happened today, right? I came across that scenario, but I was at the gym. Just did 5 minutes of jump roping. And I remember when I was walking up, I seen a person, a buddy I knew back in college. He was on the treadmill, and I seen him packing his stuff, and then going to one of the stationary bikes. So a lot of people, they'll just look at their phone, or they'll just zone out and not pay attention. I could have easily went into the aerobic room, did my jump rope, and then went behind. To avoid eyes contact. Or and instead I was feeling hella good. I was like,
yeah, you're in the gym, so I hope you feel good.
Yeah. And I walk and I go,
acknowledged.
And he goes, long story short.
Yeah.
Exactly. He catching up real briefly for almost 10 minutes. Gave him my number, exchanged information, like we all do. And he goes, man, it's hella cool. Or he said, it's hella cool that you stopped to say hi. Hella cool. And I believe the reason why one of the reasons I'm able to do that is because I'm very, very content on where I'm at. I'm so at ease and, my flow. And a lot of that has to do with just being thankful, of just what I have. I've been processing this for the earlier today and yesterday. The magic, it seems like, for life is just being good with what you have. And here's the caveat, the second part of it. Knowing what you have. people will be like, yeah, I'm hella grateful for it. But it sounds very cookie cutter. It sounds very rehearsed when people mention it or whatnot. And I'm always listening to how people respond. Because if you actually pay attention, you'll start hearing the same statements, the very similar words being used over and over and over. And then it starts being part of your dialogue, your speech, the way you talk. And just knowing what I have and that it's not really mine, but just being mindful that it's where it's at right now. It's quite something. It's quite something. And what my buddy was mentioning, that he's been going through some rough patches, like everyone, like I was mentioning to him, like everyone. But he goes, it took the pandemic, but it wasn't even the pandemic. He mentioned it took the pandemic for other people to catch up to where he's at. What up, Scout?
Hi,
Happy every
Thanksgiving.
day. Happy every day. It took the pandemic for people to catch up to where he was mentally, because he had already, he was going to pharmacy school. He did 4 years of pharmacy school, and then when he finished, he said, "You know what? I don't even want to fucking do this."
Woo!
And then he stopped.
Wow.
Pivoted. And I mentioned to him, you got some fucking courage. You got some.
I hear so
because
much pivoting.
So much money was invested.
Oh yeah, money, time.
Because that's not undergrad school. That's graduate school. After. And he said no. And I'm hella curious. He goes, I love to talk. And I was like, I remember. But I love to listen. So let's get together. I'd like to hear you.
Oh, love it.
Okay.
Love it.
So that's where some of it, take that Thanksgiving. Take that.
Take that. What? Take that. I don't know. That's the energy.
Take that fear. I'm thankful. Take that.
Got it. Goodbye.
Take that fear. Thanksgiving.
Not going with fear.
Exactly.
Not gonna go with fear on Thanksgiving. No siree.
Exactly.
That's the energy.
Exactly.
Got it.
And what was great was when I was leaving the gym, it was just about to close. There's a guy in there. His name's Dev. He came up and we just started striking up a conversation.
Aw, he came up. What do you mean? He just walked up to you hey, man.
Yeah, he was finished up and he came and was like, hey, happy? I was like, what up? Normally I'm like, fuck, I need to get my workout in. But I was like, you know what? I'm good. And he was just sharing what he was going to be doing for Thanksgiving. So what he does is he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving with his family. He didn't want to. He said, long story short, without getting into any details, I don't spend Thanksgiving with my family because of things that have been happening prior, right? And I can imagine what it is, kind of, but I won't share my thoughts. It doesn't really matter. But he mentioned he dropped off a ham. He dropped off some other things to his family and said, hey, happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys Friday or Saturday. And he says he's more of an introvert. He loves his solitude. So he's probably going to do a 15 to 25 mile bike ride on the American River Trail.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. And his IG is Bob the Builder. I believe he mentioned that before. He's an architect and he got his master's he just finished up earlier this summer.
Okay.
Earlier this summer. So Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
So I mentioned to him, man, hella appreciate you connecting.
Yeah, sure.
One of the things that make this life worth it and meaningful.
Yeah.
And he mentioned something in a similar vein. He goes, I just start talking to everybody now because I just have realized I don't want to do any of this shit alone. it's just really lonely. And I go, that you know what's crazy about that is that we could be surrounded by so many people. We can be in a huge crowd,
yeah,
and be alone.
mm-hmm.
When it's very simple, we can just tap somebody and ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
Nuts. So take that, Thanksgiving.
take that, Thanksgiving.
Take that.
Mm.
You're not gonna make me feel a certain way. You're not gonna let the fear win. I'm gonna be thankful, and I'm gonna keep giving these good vibes.
Yeah.
Take that.
Oh, you Scout? Anything with Thanksgiving with you?
It's all good. We're here to chat. We're here.
I know, just asking a question.
What about yourselves, Quinn? How your mom just got COVID?
Yeah, this is
So it's kind of threw a wrench.
Yeah.
Into your
A
guys.
couple hours ago, we were just talking about changes that we're going to do last minute.
I mentioned to her, hey, you guys can come to my studio. We could just, sip on some kava and go live.
That ain't going to happen. It'll just be me.
Yeah, you're on a per episode basis.
Yeah, per episode basis, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like with the theme of take that Thanksgiving, you know what? Yes, COVID is here. One of our family members, my mom, has it. So we figured it out. Like take that. We're still gonna make it work the best way that we can, and we still it doesn't have to be that day that we celebrate Thanksgiving. We can do another day, yes. Or we can, there's a birthday celebration thing too. So like we still get together for that. We still get to do a redo of it. That's okay.
Yeah.
So take that.
So what did you guys figure out?
So, one of my sisters that was already having all the food prepped. Mm-hmm. She already has all the food, so she'll cook it, right? Mm-hmm. So she'll cook it at her boyfriend's house, and we're going to.
Oh, this is it's not Stockton. This is
Yeah, this is the middle sister.
Gotcha,
yeah. She's usually the cooker, so she's gonna cook, and then. Probably me. I'll deliver the food to my mom. Mm-hmm. And we don't want my mom to be alone. And then plus my dad's been sleeping in the same bed as her. So just to be safe, he's going to stay at the house with her, and he's going to bring his brother over so he's not alone. So the adults, I guess, they'll all be at the house, and I'll deliver food over to them. And I guess for the rest of us, we'll just be together.
At your sister in Midtown.
Yeah. We're gonna go to probably her boyfriend's house because it's bigger. There's more space.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we're
just
gonna
her
Zoom
place.
them.
His place is bigger than hers, even though she lives by herself.
Yes, like I think he's at a house. He's in a house.
Oh, with his roommates, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a Friendsgiving.
Yeah, It's basically siblings. Sibling Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and then we're gonna be Zooming them. My parents.
Okay.
So that's we've done Zoom stuff before, but usually it's one family member Zooming in because they have COVID. I forgot what it was, but yeah, we've done it before. It's just like, damn, we're doing that. And this just is not what we expected. We all were planning to go visit my brother. Now that he's in Sacramento, because long story short, he had to be transferred, but he's actually here in Sacramento now.
You know what's funny? Do you think your mom got COVID from your brother?
That's what I'm saying. Either she gave it to him or he gave it to her.
Probably he gave it to her because she got it after. She just tested positive.
Yeah, right? But she was already sick. She was already showing symptoms, but for some reason she was testing negative until she went to go to a PCR test just to really double make sure, and it came out positive. So all her tests prior was all negative, even though she was sick. She's been sick this whole time.
Your mom was sick, what, Friday or Sunday?
Gosh, let me see. Because she went to a work meeting, so I was like, oh, maybe she got it at a work meeting. I don't know.
And this was last Wednesday, right? Or Thursday?
Hold on. My mom last saw I know that I last saw my brother Friday. Yeah, last Friday. So and my Thursday. Parents last saw my brother, I believe it was Thursday. Saturday. Because remember, they see him over the weekend. Oh, and your mom didn't go on Sunday. Yeah, she didn't go on Sunday because she didn't feel good.
But your brother was already... So
day that she felt sick and she didn't go, he got sick. And he had to we had to call 911. And that was that Sunday.
Sunday, yes.
So they were both sick Sunday. My mom was not feeling good, and then he was coughing up a lot, like just like my dad. My dad stayed there for hella long because he just didn't feel good. So see,
But this is the first time your mom's got it, right?
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really interesting. So that means they were already probably having symptoms earlier. My brother had already have it, and she had went to a work meeting. I don't know. There's a good chance. I don't know. Either, yeah, he got it from the hospital and like he gave it to my mom, or she got it from at work, someone at work. Because she had a work meeting that she went to.
Yeah.
And then after that, Sunday, all of a sudden she wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, and it might have been Thursday. Probably because you guys went to lunch right after.
Yes. Right? Okay, you have great memory.
So was it Thursday or was it Friday?
It had to be a Thursday because I went to go see my brother. Oh, I woke up early. And that was so it was Thursday. It was Thursday.
Like I said.
So, oh my God. That makes sense because like after a couple days, then you get the symptoms, then you start testing positive.
Wow.
Oh, so maybe from work. That would make sense because my mom always stays in. She never gets in.
Yeah, she never.
So she needs to tell her work.
I'm pretty sure
that just would make the most sense because I can't imagine it's my brother giving it to us. He's just sitting there. So
yeah, he's not going out the club.
Yeah, he's there. We're the one who's out and about. So that's crazy. Yeah, we just kind of like map that out. Yeah,
makes sense.
So
we just figured it out. I like always.
Okay, but yeah, that's what we've decided to pivot. And we're just going to, certain people were supposed to meet each other Thanksgiving, but we're just going to propose into Christmas.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned
we're just going to propose like meeting the people who are supposed to meet each other on Christmas.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's just very interesting that it's going to be a whole sibling thing, and the parents and the adults are on Zoom, and very interesting.
If you guys were like bosses, you guys would still go over there.
Oh,
but
stop. Hey, I'm down for that, but it's all about what people feel comfortable with, Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I was even thinking maybe when I bring food over to them, eat a little bit with them, and then go back over there. It's just I don't just drop it off. Okay, bye. Because I live there too,
Why don't you guys just leave the Stockton one, and then you and the other just went to the house?
Because, the goal is to have as many of us as possible to be together. That's the whole point.
But it's 3 and 3. So it's like,
So we're all separated, but in groups?
Yeah.
In clusters?
When it could just be 5 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If they stayed in Stockton.
I don't know.
I know. I'm just being difficult.
Yes, yeah.
I'm being difficult.
Yeah.
So any other stories? Anything else? I didn't see no jogging.
Oh, you didn't see it? It's on Strava.
Oh, I was just throwing it out there. I was just
I did a very slow, easy ass jog though, because
Is it a jog if it's 16 minutes a mile?
Did you look?
Is that a jog? Or is that just like a walk?
I was like jogging in place and around my mom because she was walking.
Oh, so your mom actually got out?
Yes, we got out. She is feeling better. It's just that she tested positive. She is getting a little bit better each day.
And then you want to come over here and you want to bring...
I tested negative, so you can calm your ass.
It's all right. I'm immune to it anyways.
Yeah.
I'm immune.
Sure. Yes. So yeah, that's my take that Thanksgiving,
Right? You're going to still make it happen.
Yeah, still make it happen.
Damn!
I know I'm still going to see my brother, so...
So when are you going to see him again?
I'm debating if I should see him tomorrow and also on his birthday, because his birthday is the day after Thanksgiving. And we were all planning to see him on Thanksgiving. I mean, on his birthday. So I'm still going to do that. I don't know what everyone else is going to do. I'm still going to do it.
Mercy on J Street, right?
He went to the San Juan Carmichael. We were trying to have him go to the general one, but then the case manager was like, oh, no, absolutely not. She was like, I worked all day on this. I was like, we've made all the calls. it's not going to happen.
Damn.
I was like, okay.
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah, it was towards the end of their shift probably, and to make it
Mhm.
last minute, because they need to have a bed, right? Anyways, but turns out he like still has the same people that remembered him from last year,
Really?
and he has the exact same room as he was too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just interesting.
There goes. So any last words or any last shares? From the Take That Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Thanksgiving. I know not everybody celebrates it, and I know not everybody gets along with their family members. I know that it's not happy times for a lot of people, So for me, I just want to say that, it doesn't have to be like everybody else.
It doesn't.
Make it your own, and it's another day. It's just
Pretty
another
much.
day. And the gratitude thing, well, that's a lifestyle, so does not have to be a big deal. You can celebrate or make it however you want any day. So that's what I would say about that.
Man, you sound like a coach. You sound like
Oh, I do, huh?
You
That's
sound like a
interesting,
coach.
because I'm not in that industry at all.
Thank you for your good vibes, Scout.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yes, and just like always, I'm gonna leave you with two things. I wish you enough. I wish you enough. I wish you enough. I wish you enough. I wish you just enough pain, just enough darkness, so you can feel the gratitude when the cycle brings the light. And when it cycles back to darkness, just a little bit, where you can appreciate when the light comes back. So I wish you enough, just enough. And this last saying comes from a Polish woman who survived World War II. And this is something I read every time after every live. And it's because at the end of the day, if you're spreading good vibes and you're treating people well, and I would hope that you feel that you matter, because there's not a lot of people that actually spread the good vibes, that are kind consistently,
Calibration ties.
Yes.
Yep.
Calibration time. Come on.
Yes.
Woo! And so this comes from the woman. It's her mom, her family didn't make it from Poland to Jerusalem. They actually, she doesn't know what happened to them. Doesn't know what happened to them. But her mom left her with a saying. It's a blessing in Hebrew, and it's translated to English. Wherever you go, may people always recognize that you have a beautiful heart. Man, and that hits me every time. Because to me, that's really what it really is about. It's just being a good human. We went to a restaurant. I'll leave it with this story. We went to a restaurant last week. It was called Kau. And it was last Friday. No, Kau is Kau.
Oh.
Kau. And the bartender had mentioned, man, you guys are some good humans. Because he says, I hate people. I hate people. But I love humans. And you two are humans. So wherever you go, may people see and feel your beautiful heart. See you next time, Scott.
Thanks, Scout. Have a good one. Happy every day. Happy Thanksgiving. And
happy every day. Happy
enjoy regardless.
Exactly. And keep spreading your good vibes, man. Keep spreading your wonderful smile and stay magical.
Night.